It's just a quick video of the setup that I run on the Volantex 7574 Ranger 7574. I wouldn't claim to be any expert at all in flying. I've done a bit, but sort of trying to get into this FPV a little bit. So, built as per the instructions. Maybe a wee bit of extra glue here and there. Not sure if you can see it. I taped along the hinges, both sides on the ailerons, one side of the rudder and one side of the elevator. Stock battery that came with it didn't excite me at all, so I put in this little, it was the only thing available locally on my way to Donegal this weekend. And that is a 4.2 milliamp hour or 4200 milliamp hour 4S battery. So speed controller just velcroed onto the side down in there. And then I bought a little LT650 transmitter. I just have the stock aerial on it at the moment. And then the RD40, get it into the sun, diversity receiver on the Quantum DIY version 2 goggles. My wiring's all a bit kind of shabby here, but it works. Stock antennas, I'm guessing, aren't great either, because I tested it all out today and they do go out of range quite easily. Just running the little 808 keychain camera. And that's really it, I suppose. My wiring's a bit Heath Robinson. Just run it up, poke this out here into the camera, and that's sort of the standard wiring that came with it. All the black wires there are common, so I'm not worrying about audio, this one. And then that's spare black wire. I could remove that to lighten it a bit. So I've just got live, neutral, and video in the yellow there. The feed I'm not actually using at the moment. You can see here it's just double black, and I have the video connected, and obviously the neutral or the ground connected there as well. So I found I just had to bell that out with my meter. Maybe not everybody mightn't have a continuity tester. So those blacks are all common there. And then I just have my feed and neutral there to connect to my battery. I was just doing it a little bit Heath Robinson, to be fair. I just twitched it onto the terminals there for the speed controller and then connected it onto the battery. There, I just twitched them on here. As for centre of gravity, I marked on as per the instructions. There, little focus. So that's 70 for the leading edge, 70 mil. The instructions on my version had been updated and said 70 plus or minus 5%, or plus or minus 5 mil, I'm not sure. So first flight with that quite heavy battery, I'll pop it out here, it did weigh 450 grams at the 70 gram centre of gravity, was perfectly level. First flight, and I nearly ended up in the tide. It was just ridiculously twitchy and hard to control. I wasn't sure if it was the plane or me or whatever. I eventually got it trimmed not too bad. I'll put links to that video because I had that camera on. I wasn't flying FPV, but I was recording it with the onboard camera. So I'll put a link to that at the bottom. But it was ridiculously hard to control, in my opinion. So for that flight today, I moved the centre of gravity forward almost 10 mil. Moved this brick of a battery forwards, which did then lead me into the problem, certainly on the sand, that some people were mentioning in reviews of it being nose heavy then, and wanting to, if you give it too much power, it all tip forward. So I just give it a little bit of a power, give it a shove with my hand to gain some momentum, and then it just increased the power nice and steadily. You will see in one of the videos there that it, as it was going across the beach and I give it a bit more power, then it tipped over. But yeah, so, but it flew with the battery and the centre of gravity moved further forward. It flew amazingly better. It was actually fun and enjoyable to fly and controllable. Whereas yesterday or the day before it was somewhat twitchy and hairy. So there you go, that's the brief overview of the gear I have there. So I want to upgrade my radio at some point, just for a bit more range, and obviously the antennas on the RD40 diversity receiver and on the LT650 transmitter from our friends in China. Over and out.